Hello, Vanessa Webb Stampin Up Demonstrator Australia here. Today I am going to be playing with the Peaceful Place 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper, which you'll find on page 37 of the Holiday Mini Catalogue. This paper is actually grayscale, so it lends itself to applying a pop of colour or watercolouring, colouring in with blends. Today I'm going to be using one of our blending brushes to create a really cool background, just to add some colour to the grayscale. The paper is actually black, grey and silver and white, and you'll see that the silver is actually in a foil that goes through the designs on the paper. So this section of paper is actually cut from the 12 by 12 section, where you have, I think it's 4 6 by 6 sections, and you can cut it down to fit onto a normal size card front. I've got my card front here, and I'm using the what's it called? The pale grey colour, the silvery grey colour that is in our annual catalogue, and that's the cardstock, the base. I'm just going to show you how to add your colour, whatever colour you choose, to this background paper, and you'll see how cool it looks once I've finished. I'm using Gorgeous Grape ink, classic ink, and I'm just going to swirl my blending brush into the pad, and I'm going to start off at the bottom just to kind of give a saturation of the colour down the bottom of the card, and then I'm just working my way up very gradually in a swirly motion so you don't get any brush strokes appearing, and you're just going to keep adding the colour all the way up to the top. And as you do, obviously it's going to fade because we've actually offloaded some of that ink off the brush, and as you sort of taper off to the top, you'll see that the colour kind of fades off into the background up the top. So that's how I added colour. Then I wanted actually to add a little bit of a sparkle to my card. So I've used some of the sequins which are in the suite, and I'll just bring my catalogue back in again. So in the suite, if you're getting the entire suite of products, which you incidentally can get for $117.75, and it includes the Peaceful Cabin bundle, which is a 10% off bundle. And the subtle shimmer sequins are part of the entire suite. So I've actually got some of these here, and I'm using my my take your pick tool just to pick up a couple of these, and I'm going to apply a tiny bit of the Tombow glue to the underside before I place these where I want them to be on my project. So I'll just get another silver one here. So this is by far the easiest way to apply these sequins because they are so tiny. They're gorgeous, but they are actually really hard to apply with your hands. So you'll want to use your the putty end of your take your pick tool and just apply a tiny bit of the glue. I'm just going to squeeze it slightly there, and then pop it on there. So when you're finished, when you're happy with the amount of sequins on your card, then you're right to go on to the next step. I'm going to just leave those as is, and I'll show you my finished card in a second. I've got just a couple of strips of the paper here which I'm going to adhere to each other, and then I'm going to pop across the base of that card front. And that's going to also become the position of my ribbon. I've got some Gorgeous Grape chiffon ribbon, I think it's called. Gorgeous Grape. Yeah, I think it's polyester, maybe polyester ribbon. Sheer ribbon, that's what it's called, and it's 3/8 of an inch wide. So it's actually a really good size for a card front. And I'm just going to apply this down here. So you are covering up a little bit of the trees, but that's okay. Because it provides you with an option to just wrap this ribbon around and before you're adding it to the card, so that you're not seeing the ribbon on the inside of the card, you can apply it to the layers. That's the best way to do it. I'm just going to tie a bow here and just bring that loop through. And I'm going to snip that off if I can find my scissors. Not sure what I've done with my scissors, but anyway, so that's basically how you apply the ribbon, and I'd snip that off there. And then what I'm going to do is just swivel the bow so that it's to the side, and that's going to give room for our greeting. So I'm going to bring in the final card here just to show you what I did and how I brought it all together. I've added a couple more sequins using my Take Your Pick tool. I've also used the Tasteful Labels dies, which I've layered on top of the ribbon there, you'll see. And I've used a greeting from the Holly Jolly Wishes stamp set, and I've embossed that in silver. Obviously that's going to coordinate with the beautiful silver foil in the background. How pretty does that look? Completely different from the grayscale card, although I think the grayscale would be just as nice. But all you've got to do is bring in some coordinating cardstock and ribbon and ink, and you've got a completely different look. Here it is in Just Jade. So I've used my blending brush in the background here to create a Just Jade shading, and you'll see that this part of the designer series paper actually has a little bit more white on the trees, so they bring out that lovely, it almost looks like the Northern Lights, doesn't it? Some of the colours that you get in the Northern Lights. And the silver foil again shows through with those little snowflake accents there. No need to put sequins on this one because it was sparkly enough already. And I've used another greeting and layered some more Tasteful Labels and run the Just Jade ribbon behind there. And I've just applied that with some dimensionals on the top of that card. And here it is in Misty Moonlight, another one of my favourite colours. I've applied quite a few sequins onto that tree, if you can see, so it looks like there's lots of baubles on there, and that really accentuates the tree from the background. I've applied a little bit of the Misty Moonlight ink to the corners using my blending brush in the appropriate colour, and I've used some of our gorgeous that soft grey colour ribbon, which is in our holiday catalogue, plus some of the silver twine. I think that comes from the Elegantly Said suite. So here are all my cards together. I was really happy with how they turned out. I hope that you have fun playing with this gorgeous paper. The Peaceful Play suite is in my online store. You can search for it by name. Or the item code is 156277, and all the details will be down the bottom of my video of the products that I used, so you can browse and shop my store anytime that suits you. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll be back soon. Bye.